Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're all keeping well. Now for this video, I'd like to review a DVD that I watched just last night. I bought it in Birkenhead yesterday afternoon. It's from 1980 and it's a kind of an American psychological horror. It stars Dennis Christopher, Tim Thomerson, Norman Burton, Morgan Paul, and Gwyn Guilford. It was written and directed by Vernon Zimmerman, and that is a movie called Fade to Black. Now, as per usual, before I say anything further about this movie and give you my thoughts on the story as a whole, I'll just read you the blurb at the back just to give you some idea of the story, just in case you haven't seen it. Right, okay, people used to laugh at Eric Binford. Now, with every performance, he knocks them dead. I don't know who comes up with these punchlines, guys. Eric Binford lives for the big screen. He eats, breathes, and dreams movies. But one day, the mind of this young man takes a deranged and twisted turn for the worst, and his obsession takes him one step too far. Eric takes on the personas of his favourite movie characters such as the legendary Dracula, William Boyd, and Cody Jarvis. That'd be Hopalong Cassidy, if any of you are old enough to remember that. Violently stalking his prey in the form of his alter egos. Fade to Black is a cult horror classic which draws upon an all-star cast featuring Mickey Rourke, Peter Horton, and the beautiful Marilyn Monroe lookalike Linda Kerridge as the poor victim of Binford's obsession. Now, this nerve-wracking suspense-filled film will leave you clinging to the edge of your seat until the screen fades to black. So there you go, guys. That's the plot synopsis of the 1980 American psychological horror, Fade to Black. Got this for a song in Birkenhead, as I say, yesterday, just £3. Yeah, I believe the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray is, I think it's about £30. Yeah. Okay then, guys, on to my thoughts on this movie as a whole. Yeah, pretty average horror psychological movie. I don't think I'll be watching it again. And guys, the main protagonist in this movie is an absolute bloody fruitcake. He really is a complete and utter screwball. Because as I've said from the synopsis, he becomes obsessed with all these Hollywood greats, these acting legends, like James Cagney, Bela Lugosi, and he actually puts all the stuff on, all the makeup on. Like for instance, Bela Lugosi. He's watching an old Bela Lugosi movie. And what does he do? He paints all his face like Bela Lugosi in the original Dracula, that, jet white and that, and the black hair and that. And then he lapses into these sort of routines of James Cagney and that. I don't think he says "you dirty rat." Yeah, there I go again with poor impressions. Yeah, but he quotes a lot of what James Cagney quoted in his movies, and also he seems particularly fond of the Richard Widmark movie, The Kiss of Death. That one where he pushes the woman down the stairs in the wheelchair, because he actually reenacts that. He's living with a woman, I think it's it's either his aunt or his stepmother, because his real mother's died, and she irritates him and that, because he's watching his films and that, and she comes into the room shouting at him and all the time and that, so he adopts the persona. That's the first character he goes into, the character out of Kiss of Death, as I say, the Richard Widmark movie, where he's a real psychopath. And he shoves her down the stairs in the wheelchair, and then he goes on. He becomes infatuated with this blonde girl, let's say Marilyn Monroe lookalike, and and anybody upsets him, he sort of bumps them off. But as I say, at first he gets all decked up as the actual character, from the movies. A man of many faces. Yeah, there you go, guys. There's all the personas he adopts. Yeah, but my biggest complaints about this movie, guys, apart from the story, wasn't really much to write home about. It was a very, very dark movie. I wonder why there's some significance about its title, the titular, Fade to Black. Because it was certainly a very, very dark movie, and half the time I couldn't bloody see what was going on, and the picture quality wasn't exactly breathtaking, but as I say, this guys, this fella, he's a right bloody screwball. He's a right bloody screwball. He really is. I think he's one of the bloody nuttiest characters I've ever seen in a blooming horror movie. He really gets into the roles and that, and he does the voices and everything and that. He's a sort of He's sort of like a poor man's Mike Yarwood or Rory Bremner, with that sinister edge, as I say, with it being a horror movie and that, and as I say, he goes about dispatching his victims and that, getting dressed up as these characters from these iconic Hollywood movies and that. But if you like this sort of thing, actors like the main protagonist getting dressed up, as a Hollywood star. You might enjoy this movie. I thought it was a pretty average movie, nothing really to write home about, yeah, but I did find it quite amusing, like this character, because as I say, he's an absolute bloody screwball. He really, he's an absolute screwball, this character. He really is, the way he gets dressed up in all these bloody, gear from the actors from the old Hollywood movies and that. But I think you'll have a blast watching it if you like that sort of thing and that, and his relationship with the girl, the Marilyn Monroe lookalike, she does look like Marilyn, there's no doubts about it and that, but he becomes really obsessed with her, and but yeah, but as I say, if you like this sort of thing, you might derive some enjoyment from it, but I don't think I'll be revisiting it, guys, I don't think I'll be getting the Blu-ray either, because it didn't warrant enough interest for me to fork out, for the Blu-ray. But I must say, I was really pleased to get the bargain in Birkenhead yesterday. I stayed over in Birkenhead yesterday because of the Grand National, because I didn't like the idea of all the crowds and that, crowds everywhere. So I stayed over in Birkenhead for this Saturday. I went round the precinct and that Birkenhead precinct, and they've got this shop there. They got all cheap DVDs and Blu-rays. That's where they picked it up, guys. Yeah. So, but as I say, yeah. Oh, he's a right bloody screwball. This fella really is. The way he carries on, the way he does the impressions as well. Of the characters and that. Cagney and Widmark and that, and Lugosi, as I say, and that. He really gets into it. As he's sort of like, with people picking on him all the time. He even gets stick from his boss at work and that. He works in this like LA sort of like film company and that, and he even gets stick from his boss. And of course that's it. Like he's pushed over the edge, and he just goes on this killing spree, really. In the form of all these iconic movie characters, from Hollywood. Yeah, but as I say, if you like this sort of thing, you might want to keep it in your collection if you do buy it. But as I say, guys, I don't think I'll be going back to this. But oh god, the picture. And also, guys, I must warn you, if you get this DVD, when I first started watching it, I thought to myself, this is a TV movie. But when they started getting a bit sort of like intense in that, and there was the odd F-bomb slipped in that, well, I thought to myself, well, this can't have been on a TV. It must have been it must have been on all theatres and that. But this is a very, very poor edition. This, so if you're going to get it, make sure you get it. Make sure you get a good one. For instance, if you can afford the Vinegar Syndrome one, you might like to get that. But yeah, as I say, guys, one watch only for me. I won't be going back to this anytime soon, so I'll most probably end up giving it to charity shop or throwing it on eBay, but yeah, the character, like, he was a real character, he's a real case, getting dressed up as all Bela Lugosi's Dracula, and the Richard Widmark and the Mummy and that, and it was a man of many faces, like, it calls to mind the movie about Lon Chaney, yeah, Man of a Thousand Faces. But as I say, he's a real bloody psychopath, this fella, and he just sort of like breaks into his psychosis all of a sudden. That he's sitting in this little room watching all this. He's absolutely obsessed with movies. He's got movie posters all plastered everywhere, and he's got movies and that. He's got like a projector, and he's 24/7 movies. This guy, 24/7 watching movies all the time. When he's not sort of like working in that in the film company. But yeah, and as I say, like the part where he pushes his that woman he's living with down the stairs in the wheelchair, that's quite shocking, as I say, like he was enacting that scene, that notorious scene from the the Richard Widmark movie, when he played the psychopath, yeah, Kiss of Death, yeah. But as I say, guys, you if you do get it, you might derive some enjoyment from it. But yeah, it's only a one watch for me, guys, and that. But as I say, I must warn you, if you do get it, it's very, very dark, and the picture quality is certainly not nothing to write about. But so there you go, guys. That concludes my review of the 1980 American psychological horror movie, Fade to Black. Have you seen this movie by any chance? What did you think of it? Did you like it? Leave a comments down below. I'd be very interested, to read your thoughts about it. Yeah. But as I say, guys, yeah, it's not really for me. I won't be adding it to my collection. It's an average American psychological horror. Nothing more, nothing less. Yeah. Okay then, guys. I'm going to give him my rating now. Yeah, then maybe I give it what? Maybe 5 out of 10, guys. Yeah, pretty average American psychological horror movie. Yeah. All right then, guys. That's it. Hope you enjoyed the review. And usual, if you like the video, please leave a comment down below. Feel free to share, subscribe, and that. Yeah. Okay then, guys. That's it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll be back very, very soon with another video. Take care. Bye for now.